ji rangdang yinpa mo shebar chi shi we ji nang ni chuni ke rangda cha la der che wa tu tong chuni rangda yinpa de la ma ji shi ma da shi ma dang shi chue la pa cha ji ji lus so now we are starting the already enter into the Chuni Bardo, the Bardo of Dharmata, and so this will happen after 3.5 days. On 4th day after someone died, so she is already is having this mental body, and still the interesting thing about the Bardo of Dharmata is even though he or she, the disease, just went to their home and they saw their dead body and they realized they are dead and they try so many times to come back, and then they are out of fear or anger or hatred or frustration, they faint away, and again they come back as this mental body. But interesting thing is that she don't remember that he or she's dead already, because now again still believing that I'm still alive. That's very interesting. Like sometimes these things happen when we are having a dream, and almost like we didn't realize we are dreaming, and in certain time that we start to know, is it really dreaming? Am I dreaming? And then you might jump, you might fly, and you start to have this little bit lucid of oh yes, this is dream. And then what happened is, once this first period of dream ends and you enter into the second cycle, on the the REM sleep, which is the deep sleep, there's no dream, and you're entering into the unconscious, and she again start to having a second dream, the second phase of the dream, in new content, new environment, and there's no lucid. Just in the first the session or the first period of the REM sleep, the rapid eye movement, where there's a dream, and then she realized I'm dreaming, and then that dreaming period end, and she enter into this non-REM sleep, where it's the unconscious and deep sleep. And then as soon as he or she come back from the deep sleep, again entering into the second phase of the dream. But the interesting part is that she's still believing it's a real world, real thing happening. Like she completely forgot what happened just before the entering into this non-REM sleep, the deep sleep. Before that, she realized she was dreaming, but it's just completely gone. It's almost like a faint away. It's in the Bardo's term, it's almost like she's faint away. So this is so interesting. Now, in the Bardo, now entering into this Bardo of Dharmata, and she is having this mental body, but completely forgot that she is dead already. She's still believing, the disease is still believing that I'm still alive. And then whatever I start to seeing, she still believes this is a real world. There's a real fear, there's a real people, there's a real, the enemies or the bad people or whatever, they're coming to hurt me, So that's a very interesting how that strong that attachment or toward this, toward this illusion world as a real. Chuni je rangda yin pongo shepa chi chi, we ji nang ni chuni je rangda chala dirwa. Duktong tu chik la dirwa. So, now, which already emphasized last time, the Guru Rinpoche, so, in the reality, in dream, in the Bardo of Dharmata, there is only Rigpa, the natural state of mind. And nothing else, But the he, she is like a seeing this whole phenomena, the light, the form, the sound, that the ray, it's almost like there is no subject and object in the part of Dharmata. In the part of Dharmata, there's only the reality, the Rigpa. But interestingly, that projecting, dividing as a self and dividing as a what is appearing in front of him or her, and start to almost like you are creating your own movie, and you are the audience, and you are the director, and you are the projector, and you are the screen, and you are the light, and you are the sound, and literally there's not separation, but it's just happening, it's all because of interdependent. And Guru Rinpoche is here emphasizing Chuni ji rangda in Betela Majishis, guiding to the disease, the dying person or the death who is in the Bardo. So recognize that there is no one is coming into your mind other than your own Rigpa. So whatever you are believing that there's something else than you, it's an illusion. There's only Rigpa. There's no the audience, there's no experiencer, there's no experience, there's no another world called the Bardo of Dharmata, there's no any peaceful deity, wrathful deity to punish you. It's just all your mind is creating. So don't be scared, don't be terrified, don't be afraid, don't get angry, So this is how Guru Rinpoche is guiding in the part of Dharmata. Chogyal Rinpoche now Guru Rinpoche is emphasizing, right now you are having this mental body, and mental body is nothing but the imprint, the impression or imprint in alaya consciousness. While you are as a human being, that for 20, 30, 40 years that you have been holding that some kind of image of yourself as a male, as a female, as a that all identity that you have been accumulate, and because of that imprint, because of this habitual tendency in your subconscious or allied consciousness, and now in the path of dharmata, that is kind of projecting from your allied consciousness, just projecting as a mental body. Dweche shata gu luni mepa dawe sur kang chung yang chue la nepa mong this. So Guru Rinpoche is guiding the deceased, the dying person, that you no need to be fear, because nobody can kill you, nobody can punish you, nobody can harm you, because your body is not made out of flesh, bone, blood. It's not physical at all. So your body is made out of mind, and that mental body is almost like the body of light, or almost like a space. So nobody can cut this mental body, nobody can harm. So the illusion that which you have, that you're still believing that I am having that flesh and bone, the physical, material body, and she is kind of threatening me and going to kill me. But now nobody can kill you, You can't die. Nobody can put any weapon in your body. It's just impossible. So it's almost like Guru Rinpoche is reminding the deceased that in the path of dharmata, that there's nothing to be fear of. And you have to understand the truth. You have to recognize the truth. You don't have a bone, flesh, blood, the body. So it's a mental body. Chiju meto, so you can't die. Chula nepa ya meunte, nobody can harm you. Churang ki rangnang dong mashebra jang chogo. So you just have to recognize that it's just what do you call appearance. There's not real form, material form, or material body. It's just like a thoughts, just like a mental body, just like a dream body. In the dream body, when you don't recognize you are dreaming, you start to believe. Even in the dream, you are believing that you are having a real physical, material body, and that's why you have so much fear when the tiger or the bear or the ghost, when they are kind of chasing you, and you're running and you're terrified because you're afraid they will going to harm you. But in the reality, in the dream, once you realize in the dream body is just a mental body, just an illusion body. The bear can't eat, the tiger can't harm you, those the bad peoples or the ghost can't harm you. You just have to recognize that it's just illusion. It's illusion body. And the same as in the Bardo, Guru Rinpoche is guiding him or her, reminding him or her that there's nothing to be scared of. It's just you are too much what do you call that, the grasping in or attached toward this while you're alive, that that identity you're still kind of too much attached to. So that's why, because of this habitual tendency, because of that habit, you're still believing, even in the Bardo where there's no physical body, but still you're believing that people can hurt me, I have a blood, I have a bone, I have a kidney, I have a liver, and they will going to cut my skin, the blood will come out and I will be in a pain. You still have this illusion because of the strong habitual tendency while you were so-called alive. So deje shata ge luni mebe dao ze sum kang chungya chwela nepa myongde chwela chiju medo chwerang ge rangnan do ngoshe bar choko bardo yimbar ngoshe bar cheshi. So Guru Rinpoche is advising that you just have to recognize that you are in a Bardo. Almost like in a dream, I recognize that I'm dreaming, and you are awake in the dream. Nobody can harm you in the dream. Nothing can harm you in the dream. You just have to realize I'm dreaming. Like it's almost awakened in the dream. So same as in the Bardo, you just have to recognize that I am in Bardo. I don't have physical body. It's just a mental body. It's an illusion body. You just have to recognize that. So it needs a lot of merit, good karma to recognize that, because it just take one thought, but it's so difficult because you are so much in fear. You are so that's why Guru Rinpoche always advised. There was in the beginning of the Bardo of dying, that the time of the process of dying is so important. You should not be fear. You should not have a single fear of dying, and you just have the celebration of dying. So that can help you, because the time of death, the attitude of dying will influence the whole journey of Bardo, and how you die. What is the state of mind while you are dying? The fear, the attachment, the jealousy, the anger, or confidence, the devotion, the peace, the deity, the idam, or Mahamudra. So that will going to make a big difference in the whole journey of Bardo. So Bardo di imba ngoshe para che shikse che rikji po tata rang nang do ngo mashena miyul do gomduk chedar chejang tatar chi damba tenda matena weji jikso de dangso serji tago dambe ni tene mashena do josun ngo mashe para korba cham mo se. So now see, in the Bardo of Dharmata, this self-awareness is so important. The self-awareness is more like a knowing the truth. The self-aware of that I'm in the Bardo. Self-aware that I'm in a dream. Self-aware that I'm in a deep sleep. Self-aware that I'm awakened state. Self-aware that I'm in a samadhi state. So this self-awareness will help you in the Bardo of Dharmata or in the dream state. So otherwise, no matter what kind of meditation or how many years of Buddhist philosophy study or how many years of meditation, if you don't have this self-aware, of the self-aware of now, then it just, you can't apply in the Bardo of Dharma while you're in the Bardo. You will not recognize that you are in the Bardo, and then the whole things will be, you are too much outside. You are too much the outer mind. What does that mean? Is like you are too much uh, that the force of duality, that I and the other than the I, are others, and who is experiencing is I, and your mind is too much projecting outside and too much the flowing outside, too much focusing outside, and that you are not self-aware, but you are more other aware. Let's say you're outside aware, and you create a stronger duality, and that stronger duality will be the what we call this counter attack. That object you are so much projecting and focusing, and that object will become so fearful, and you are terrified, and your anger and hatred, and there's so much crazy things happen. So that's why it's important that the self-aware, or inner mind, the inner aware, so here I think Guru Rinpoche is also emphasizing that while we are alive, here many Mahamudra practitioner or Dzogchen practitioner, there is this practice of the illusory body in six yoga of Naropa. So even in a Dzogchen there is illusory practice, and it's a very simple. It's not so mystery or secret. It's just a reminding that every moment of now, whatever appearing is illusion. Even while you're alive, so-called alive, because this is also Bardo, but we are just giving a name called life or alive, whatever you call it. But in the reality, this is again the Bardo of living, and in the reality, whatever you are seeing right now, include your body, include your fingers, include your skin, include this wall, include this computer, iPad, laptop, iPhone, Android phone, whatever. So everything is just appearing, yet it is empty. If you go deep, and I will not go through this whole Madhyamika, the emptiness philosophy, but the reality, even nowadays, the physics, they are saying this, everything what appears is not really real there, It's just a great illusion, and that's absolutely true. So whatever you are seeing, experiencing, hearing, testing, it's not real. It's just illusion. It's just appearing. Include your body. And, in the Dzogchen practice, in the Mahamudra practice, as a Mahamudra or Dzogchen practitioner, we have to always remind ourselves while we are walking, eating, sleeping, drinking, whatever we do, we have to always aware that everything is illusion. Include the sense of I, include the sense of self is illusion. At least you have to remind that, continue reminding that. So that kind of self-awareness, or reminding yourself while we walk, eat, so the more you self-aware that everything is, whatever appearance is empty in itself, inherently empty, include your thoughts, include your sense of I. So if you practice that, day and day and day and night. The one thing, very interesting thing, transformation will come. Even in a dream, you have so much self-aware, and you will start to recognize this is dream. I'm in dream. So that's the beginning of the dream yoga. That's a lucid dream, and from there you recognize that sense of I in the dream is also illusion. That's it. That's a dream yoga. That's Mahamudra. That's a dzogchen. And the more interesting thing is that the same self-aware, because you generate in a daytime, so that will continue influencing the dream, and you're awake in the dream, you're aware in the dream, and you're even the selfless, ego-less in the dream, and that's a Mahamudra dzogchen. While you are selfless, the ego-less in the dream, what you're looking at is your Rigpa, the nature of mind. That's a pure Mahamudra in dzogchen. And the more interesting thing is that right after the dream ends, the first session of dream, second session, there are 3-4 session dream every night. So that the first period of dream, when it ends, you enter into the deep sleep where there's no dream. It's just, for ordinary people, it looks like a kind of dark, it's just darkness. But in reality, you are entering into the Rigpa, So when there is when you have a really the high self-awareness from the daytime to dream, that the same self-awareness will continue journey into the deep sleep. So that's called clear light practice. That's called the sleep yoga, or whatever you call it. So why you call it sleep yoga? Because they are even in a deep sleep, there's a sense of this awareness, sense of awareness, or not the sense of awareness, but the awareness, let's say, the self-awareness. This is good. And in the deep sleep, there's no any image, there's no duality, there's not things are happening. In the dream, things are happening. In the daytime, there's so much happening, but in the deep sleep, there's nothing happening. There's no object, subject, there's no image, there's no sound, nothing. Yet, because of the self-aware, so you can go into the deep sleep with the self-aware, and that's called the clear light practice. So when there's no self-aware, so it's just unconscious, you can hear the name unconscious. Yes, there's no conscious, and you're not conscious of deep sleep, So when you're aware, there's a self-aware, and again, that's a Mahamudra. That's why we call it clear light yoga, Or that itself is the dzogchen practice, because you are looking at Rigpa at the deep sleep, and the self-aware is there. And self-aware doesn't mean that, I know what I'm thinking, I know what I'm saying. That's a mindfulness aware, but it's not the awareness what I'm talking. Because I know what I'm talking, I know what I'm thinking, I know what I'm feeling. That's more like there's a dualistic kind of self, the mindfulness. Because there's a subject who is aware of something, the feeling, the thoughts, and there is a subjective who is aware, and so that's still dualistic. When I say self-aware, it's not something to aware of. There's not something to aware of. It's a self-aware. That's why it's called self. Itself is awareing itself. Not there is a something to aware. So some of you are a dzogchen practitioner, Mahamudra practitioner, so you know what I'm talking about. So other than that, you guys have to maybe practice. Then slowly you will know what I'm talking about. So anyhow, now come back to the point. So miul du gom tu chedar chechan tatara ji dampa theta mate na ji jigso. So see, while you are alive, if you don't practice this self-awareness or illusory body, or like everything is illusion, sense of I is illusion, and everything is just appearing yet empty, inherent. So if you are not keeping that awareness, aware yet empty, so that is called self-aware. So you have to understand that. Aware not means, here when we talk in the dzogchen or Mahamudra, self-aware is not you have to aware of something. It's more like a whatever is appearing, include your thoughts, feeling, sensation, sense of eye, everything's appearing here. Include the wall, everything, include the space. Yet that itself is empty and inherent. So not like a you have to think of it. It is like that. You include your thought is appearance, and the inherent of the essence of thought itself is empty. So the thought knows that. Do you see that? Thought aware of it. You don't have to think of it. So that is what we call the self-aware. So if in a daily life, if you practice that way, so then what will happen is that same self-aware will continue in a dream. Same self-aware will continue in a deep sleep. Same self-aware will be continue in your meditation, no matter shamatha, vipassana, any meditation in a deep samadhi. Continue that self-aware is there, and continue in a bardo, the self-aware will continue there, and continue in a pova, the self-aware is there. So that's what we call the 6 yoga of Naropa. It's just the truth is always there. Not like there's a different thing happening in a different state of mind. It's just the only the one truth, is happening everywhere, anywhere. So if you can, instead of waiting until death and after, while you're in the bardo to self-aware, that's too late. So now while you're alive, you have to keep practicing, even starting from right now. While you're listening, don't be too attached to the speaker, as a separate than you, and that's you are creating a duality, and don't believe that you are a listener separate from the speaker. That's you're creating another duality. And that is the cause that when you will be in the bardo, you will not recognize that everything is appearance. There's no self or other. It's just appearance yet empty in the essence. So in order to really to realize that in the bardo or in the dream or in the deep sleep, right now while you are listening to me, so you have to let it go, this listener. Listener in a sense, you will hear the sound, you will understand the meaning, but there is not one possessor, or there's not one owner of this listener. This is so important here. And the speaker is speaking, but not like there is a possessor of a speaker. There's not owner of the speaker. There's no one inside. You understand? That's so powerful statement. That's what is the whole essence of Rigpa. It's just happening interdependently. You are listening and the speaker is speaking. It's almost like there's a demand and there's a supply. So there's the demand of listener, and then the speaker is supplying. It's not like there is one possessor of this physical body and this speaker. So the interesting thing, when I said there's no possessor, means there is not someone owning this speaker. There's only the Rigpa. The Rigpa is not a possessor. The Rigpa is egoless, possessorless, ownerless. And that's how you have to practice. Even right now you're listening, your ear can hear, your mind can think, but you, when I say you, when when I'm pointing to you, in that very moment you have a two options. The you can be the Dharmakaya, the Rigpa, beyond birth and death, beyond time and space, beyond form and formless, beyond human or non-human, the you. I'm pointing to the ultimate you. But at the same time, when I say you, the second option, you might be, I, this body, I, this feeling, I, this thinker, I, this listener, So there is you start to creating a illusion possessor, abstract which never exists, that sense of I, the sense of possessor, and that possessor is always insecure. Oh, I don't want to die. When I die, I will go to hell. I'm in samsara. I need to get out from this samsara. It's always in some kind of incomplete scarcity and oh, I am so small, I am so tiny, I'm useless, I'm worthless, nobody likes me, nobody respects me, oh, everybody is talking bad about me, oh, I'm not good practitioner, oh, I don't know how to handle the Bardo, oh, I'm so beginner, I'm this, I'm that. It's just this, who is this I? So insecure, so always in frightened, always in like a fear and anxiety and everything she's holding. But if you really go and search that, who is that, that's the whole the point of the emptiness philosophy. The Nagarjuna was like a searching for that. Who is this I? What is this I? The second I, And none of them find. Nagarjuna didn't find, Milarepa didn't find, Marpa didn't find, Buddha didn't find, And when they didn't find, they enlightened, They were awake because they found the truth. Because it never exists. They realized that. It's not theoretically, but they really realize that the possessor is not there. So what I'm trying to say is, while you're listening now, it's your best opportunity to practice this. There is no possessor. The honor of this listener is just listening. A sound is coming. As I say, the interdependent, everything is happening. But you don't have to involve some abstract possessor, I. And now everything is appearing, even your computer, mobile, sound, wall, the light, thoughts, the experience, the form, the body, and include your thoughts, include the sense of I is appearing, but empty in essence. Include your thought, include your sense of I, include every cell in the body, every the neutron, the proton, the electron, everything, every quark, the essence is empty. So empty yet appearing yet emptiness. So that is what we call the self-aware. It's not like you have to think, it is the truth. It is aware of itself. You don't have to think of it. It's just every cell, every thought is aware of its essence, empty, yet appear. So that's called self-aware. That's the whole Rigpa is all about. That's all Mahamudra is all about. All dzogchen is all about. So while you're alive, if you keep aware and remind, and that continuity, for 1 day, for 7 days, for 21 days, to 49 days, for 1, 2 month, 3 month, 365 days. So if you continue that, and that will going to influence your dream and deep sleep and then samadhi meditation, and then it will in the Bardo it just become a so natural, self-aware, become a so flow, so natural. The first clear light, second clear light, you don't have to even think, nobody has to remind you, you're just turn on all the time, you're just turn on, you don't have to think of it, you're always 24, 365 days you're turn on the self-aware, and that much you have to practice. So danga su serje ta dang dambe ge ni de mashe na da so su ngo mashe ba khorba chamo. So if you don't have enough self-aware while you are alive, and of course you will not have a self-aware while you're in a dream, that means you will not recognize you are dreaming, you think it's real, and you will suffer in the dream and continue in the deep sleep. Of course you will not recognize you are in a deep sleep, and that will going to directly influencing in the Bardo of dying, Bardo of dharmata. There is no self-aware, and you will bound to suffer. You're bound to suffer, So even though like we will guide you through the Bardo Thödol, and your dharma friends will going to guide you the blessing, but you need something to so danga so sejeta dambigo. So then you will start to see that the interesting form will manifest in the part of dharmata, and you will hear a crazy sounds, so loud sounds, and you will be like a terrified by those things, and you will be like a kind of continue in the path of dharmata and continue in samsara, and there's no opportunity to liberate yourself. Chogyal Now the five Buddhas are appearing. It's the first day of part of Dharmata. So now after the 3.5 day in part of dying, in the first clear light, second clear light, and after that you came back and you went to your house, you saw your dead body, or maybe not, and people are crying, screaming, and you try your best to let them know you're not dead, but nothing works, and you realize you're dead, and you're so much terrified, anger, and you again died in the Bardo. And when you come back, you're already entered into second of Bardo, and now that light will start to appearing as a form, and all the sky become the blue everywhere. So so now you are seeing the upper, the four direction, even the lower. So you don't see the earth. It's just the completely blue, empty, vast sky. And around this time, the first day of part of Dharmata, in middle of the space, which is not other than your Rigpa, but you assume, you're believing it's coming from outside the sky, but reality is your own Rigpa. So, in the middle of the space, Thigle Dalwe Shinkamne, from the one Bindu will appear, the blue Bindu, the dot, and from there, Chomde the number Nangzai. So now Buddha number nangzi. Is it Beruchana? Now the names, is it Beruchana or the number nangzi? No? White. Kumdo Karbo. No, Beruchana, yeah. The white Beruchana will appear sitting on the lion throne and holding the chakra, Zipjepa, the eight spoke chakra, Yum Namkha Ingchu Matang, Shal Jati. So the both hand holding the eight spoke chakra, the Dharma chakra, and with the Dakini, the female Buddha, Namkha Ingchukma, in the union. And that's what you are seeing in the first day. So that the white Beruchana union with the female Buddha Ingchukma number shaping in reality it's not other than your own the form skandha. There's a 5 skandhas. So it's the form skandhas which while you were alive, even after you died, you still believe that you have a form. You're attached to this form. So in the reality, the purification of the form is manifesting as the Buddha Beruchana. We think a Chogyal Rinpoche, so that blue light which you are seeing, the blue sky everywhere, is not other than this Chogyal Rinpoche out of 5 wisdom, Dharma Dhatu wisdom, is you're because you are not able to see directly the Dharma Dhatu wisdom, so you see as a blue radiant light everywhere. Number nangje yabyumji tukane chorangi dundu migi tam mizweba zamtu sugni yongdo. So at that very moment, from the heart chakra of Vajrayana and female Buddha Namkha Ingchukma, from their heart chakra, radiating the so great light, the blue radiant light, like a coming toward you. It's almost like a 1,000 sun, like as radiant as almost like the light of 1,000 sun together, and that much light that you are not bear to see that light, your mental body eye is unable to bear. So now this is so beautifully defined here. It's your own out of 5 wisdom, the Dharma Dhatu wisdom. It's almost like your Rigpa is introducing you the nature of mind. Your Rigpa is introducing you the Dharma Dhatu. And your own, the form skandha is manifesting, the purest manifesting as a Vajrayana Buddha. But unfortunately, you're not recognizing that's your own purest form. And that light, radiant blue light, which is coming from the male, female Buddhas, the Vajrayanas heart chakra, is not other than your own Dharma Dhatu wisdom. But you still kind of too much attached to your own self, the sense of I, and you are still believing this whatever, whomever appearing there as a white, blue light, is you feel they come here to scare you, they come here to harm you. You will even not recognize as a Vajrayana Buddha. You will just, for you will see some, maybe the terrible form, maybe as a someone you harm while you're alive, someone you cheated, someone you beated. So you see, or some some your enemies. Maybe you, for you personally, you might be see as some very crazy kind of form which you are scared of. And the reality is a Vajrayana Buddha. That's many people in a what do you call this, near death experience, so they have so many recalls that sometimes almost like they went back to the replay the image, and especially those the very negative events, for some people, like it's just coming back, and the guilt or that fear you are encountering. But some people in the near-death experience, they all the good memory are recalling. It's almost like replaying. So this is so interesting here. Like it's again depend on how you are dying. If you are dying with the fear, anger, hatred, it will directly influencing your whole Bardo, and what kind of image will be kind of unfold. All this crazy imprint or this image in your allied consciousness, which will the fearful, the terrified, and then all this, the crazy event in your this lifetime happen, that will kind of projecting, and you will not able to recognize the Vajrayana as a Buddha, but you might be, for you, it's almost like for this the Geshe in the Milarepa's life story, other people, for Rechungpa, for Gampopa, for Milarepa, you are the Buddha, you are the Vajradhara, full of this devotion, but for that Geshe, it's a competitor, it's the liar, the cheater, the bad person, so like this is exactly the good example. The Milarepa is Milarepa, but for that the Geshe, who is very jealous because of the jealousy, because of the insecurity, because of the and then he is projecting Milarepa as a thief, as a bad person, as a cheater, liar, as a magician, so there's no, the Geshe didn't see any Vajradhara or any Chakrasambhara. No, nothing. It's just a ordinary person, even worse than the ordinary person, But same person by Gampopa, by Rechungpa, by other, for them, they saw the Vajradhara, they saw the great, the deity, the Vajrayogini, and so on and so forth. So the interesting part is, this is what we and you will going to experience, even though that is Vajra, the Buddha Vajrayana, but you will not see as a Vajrayana, you will see as the terrified form, the terrified image, and which might be, as I told you, it depend on how you die, and and that negative events may be projecting on the vajrayana, and you will be terrified, and maybe you think like, oh, they come here to punish me, and then you start to run, and not recognizing that it's not other than your own Rigpa, and this is just a Vajra, the Vajrayana Buddha to here to help me, and the Vajrayana Buddha and the the Mayum, that female Buddha, to come here to introduce the nature of mind, and his or her heart chakra, the radiant, the blue, the dharma dhatu, the pragya wisdom light is coming directly to you to invite you to let you to recognize this is who you are, that's your wisdom, that's your rigpa. But for you will be terrified by that light, and you will see the another light, the light, radiant, very dim, we think kado impa charwaji te dindu mege tamme sepa ra te nyamdo at the same time with the same, there's a parallelly another light, the white dim light will coming to you, which is the light of out of 6 realm. It's a light of the God realm, the light, and it's a dim white light, and you will attach to that. You will take a refuge under that dim white light, and because of the karmic imprint, negative karma, you attach to that dim light, and you take a refuge in that dim light. And when you open your eyes, you reborn in samsara, in the God realm. And that's better than going to hell, better than. But it's a worse, the worse than going to liberate. The Sambhogakaya, the enlightenment as a vajrayana, it's worse than, and it's bad for compare with that, but it's better than hell. So this is happening in the first day of the Bardo of Dharmata. Tame patela chue gawe gu dushi cheni honge te jana o thinka salla serva dangla ta chewa chue gu ozer tela madang shi mata shi Guru Rinpoche is saying, don't be fear, terrified, or hatred or anger toward this radiant the blue light, because then so you have to recognize this is your nature of mind, this is your dharma dhatu wisdom, so don't think this is something terrifying. It's your own rigpa. You have to recognize it. The Vajrayana come, it's not other than your own lama manifests as a Buddha Vajrayana, and union with the yum, and it's not other than your own rigpa is manifesting. Your own rigpa is manifesting as a Vajrayana Buddha, and come here to introduce you the nature of mind. So Guru Rinpoche is kind of reminding. Then this is because Chuji Inji Ishi Shijawimbatela Tepa the Muba Dung Dung Cheshi. So just you have to just devotion toward this great blue radiant light. Chumdin the number Nangza Yavim to so you have to think like, oh, this is the Vajrayana Buddha, and Yap Yum, the male and female's blessing to come here to introduce me the nature of mind, the Dharma Dhatu Rigpa. Chapsum Chew and the Chapsum Chew, Nyambegum Mabachila Soatopchi, and pray to the Buddha Vajrayana Yabyum, male and female Buddha. Pray that I take refuge in Buddha Vajrayana Yabyum. Then the Jumdin Dema number 9 Yabyum Juche, Bardo Thödol, so alone why no? So Guru Rinpoche said, they are here, the Vajrayana Yabyum is come here to invite you, come here to invite you to go back to the Buddha Berachana Pure Land, number nines so this is the blessing of Berachana, like work about time about the Megawachi. So don't attach to the dim white light, and that's nothing, not other than the God realm kind of imprint from your allied consciousness is projecting as a dim light. So don't be attached to that, the totally devotion toward the radiant blue light. Then it should it to move tapo sakbeke weje lamino tela macha si maji je tela chana light so that dim light is not other than your own the ignorance or the pride or all the negative karma to reborn in the God realm, and don't attach to the God realm, and because you will end up in the the samsara in the end, and samsara never ends, so that's why make a matava. So don't even look toward this dim white light. Guru Rinpoche is guiding. Rigdu the corne tharbege lam gakbege parchi imbege thela make matava se ani thinka tam tadan chenla mepa. So now the radiant blue radiant light, totally devotion toward this radiant light, seeing as a rigpa. It's your own rigpa is you are witnessing, you are realizing thinka tadan de la me bajela number nan je yabim no dimba tapo to la molom theater jawsu take pray this the prayer to Buddha Berachana dage le me chira so atepsi. So now you all repeat with me. Chema tumu tapo korwa chambe che chuing yishi salve welam la Jomden number nangze lamna tong yumcho ingchok mai japne chol pardo jikpe tangle taldo sol yangda jope sanje saro chol chi mugu thakoi molam tape number nangze yabyum chedo gor jawe do time. Now right after this prayer, the prayer is saying, because of the ignorance, I've been in samsara for countless lifetime, and this very moment, this, the dharma dhatu pragya, the wisdom, is what I'm witnessing from the Buddha Berachana and the male and female Buddhas, and the Buddha Berachana is kind of holding my hand in the front, and that female Buddha, the Ingchukma, is pushing me from the behind, and helping me to recognize the Dharma Dhatu wisdom as a nature of mind, the Rigpa, and Bardo Jikpe, so may liberate from this illusion of the Bardo, and Yangda Jogbe Sanji Sarachu, so may I liberate, in this Bardo, Yangda Jogbe Sanji Sarachu. So that's how what you're praying in that way. Right after this prayer, and you, because of you have a too deep devotion toward the great blue radiant light, and almost like this blue radiant light absorb you, this mental body, because you almost like a swim into this blue radiant light. You just almost swim or suck into this kind of the great radiant Dharma Dhatu light, and directly enter into the Vajrayana's Yapyum's heart chakra. Yapyum took a jaw to Timney. So almost like a rainbow body enter into the Vajrayana's Yapyum's heart chakra. And Guru Rinpoche says, in that very moment you will be enlightened as a Sambhoga Kaya in the center, the pure land called Tukpo Kope Shindu. You will be directly entered there in the Sambhoga Kaya pure land or Tukpo Kope pure land, and you will as a Sambhogakaya enlightenment. Good luck. Sonam de thamche sekpani thomne ne pe dana pam chega na chi balap thokpa sibe solen do wan tolwa sho gewati nyudo da chagja chimbon dubjo ne do wa chikjam male ba te salang go pa sho